Morning guys, welcome to the second return to swimming session on the Guildford City Fitness live stream. Clean up your warm-up area and grab a drink, and we're going to get going with the backstroke warm-up, starting with squat to hip lift. So straight back, squat down, and then straighten your knees.
I think Facebook has changed it. It used to just say that someone is watching, now it says...
Is watching you.
Yeah, Lewis Dunford is watching you.
Yeah, early on, I had Chris Finch and Chris Finch, Rory Huggins, and Lee Spindler are watching you.
Yeah,
So it's like,
that's creepy.
maybe I'll talk and stop doing some reps. It was like, oh. Oh. Then you're gonna go, windmill. So straight back again. Rotate as you go.
Morning from Troy, morning from Anon, morning from Neddy,
Happy Tuesday, guys.
morning from Sophia, morning from Sam, and morning from Charlie.
Sophia, Sam, and Charlie. How are you doing today? Make sure you stand up in the middle, guys, and go for a streamline position. Caught myself cheating on the last video.
Morning from Flavio.
Hey, Flavio.
Morning from Pruness. Sorry we were missing yesterday's live stream. We had to do a school run for Pruness's brother, but we did it later in the day.
Oh, cool. Hope you had fun with that. Weather was pretty good for it. Then streamline lunge.
Morning from Scarlett, Edith and Grace.
How's it going, ladies?
Morning from Luke. Morning from Hannah.
Good
School
morning,
now
Luke.
starts a bit later on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so I can join in these live again.
Oh, good.
Yee.
Good to be back, Hannah.
Morning from Tom,
More
from
slides.
Dylan and from Sam.
Morning, boys. Again, wall slides. Better if you have a door without a doorknob sticking out of it.
And morning from Eleanor
How you doing, Eleanor?
and Isabel.
And Isabel as well. So if you're doing it on the floor, have your feet up. Squeeze your core, sort of like you're doing galactinas or dead bugs or any of those. So make sure you keep pushing your elbows through the surface that's behind you. So if you're on the wall, whether you're on the carpet, just push down as you push up. And then we're going to go into alternate shoulder rolls.
I'm going to the Netherlands as of Saturday, so next week, so the sessions... Blah, 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 blah.
Uh-oh.
So next week, so the sessions will technically start for me at 9 and end at 10. Lay in for the race.
Sounds like a dream, Grace. And then split jumps. So whichever stance you want to go from, 4 jumps. You want to canter move from here, or you can take a knee, do a static, jump as hard as you can. I'm managing an ankle thing, so I'm not going to go for max jumps. Then after that, we're going to get into 2 1-minute rounds of card game.
Cards are over there.
I didn't set the screen up right, so I am was in the middle of the screen. I was like, nope, that's not today's thing. Okay, cards are ready. So, 3, 2, 1, go.
10 of clubs.
Toe touch. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
9 of spades.
Dead bugs. So doubles. 7, 8, 9. Next.
5 of spades. Do you want to leave that on or?
No, because it's dead bugs again.
Yeah.
So single on 5, double dead bug again. Good bit of activation work for everyone. 4, 5 for the one more.
Joker!
Oh, right, relax. cancel again. Little break. And then we'll go 3, 2, 1, go.
10 of diamonds.
Diamonds, star jumps. 6, 7, 8.
4 clubs.
Clubs, it's a toe touch.
Yeah.
Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5 of diamonds. 5 of hearts.
Hearts,
Sorry.
okay, squats. 4.
Morning from Cara. Sorry I'm late. Wi-Fi issues.
Hey, Cara. So the stream is so far behind these days.
3 of clubs.
Toe touch.
Yep.
One more.
3 of spades.
God, they were all double dead bugs today.
Morning from Joe. Sorry I'm late.
Sorry, Joe. Hopefully Facebook don't like us anymore because we've been doing it for so long. But it's all like 40 seconds behind now.
Yeah.
And that'll do. So,
So if
Session.
you guys were late, that might mean you missed the Joker.
let's remind them. Then wall walk, Superman, lateral lunge. Grab a frisbee if you got one for that. If not, we'll just do it without. And I'll demonstrate both either way. So we're going to go with wall walks to start the movement skill section of the session. In 2, 1, go. So my advice on the first set of the day is always just go with pushes before you do a full walk. Let's go through a couple of positions.
Top fan Nicholas Brooks says morning all.
How you doing, Nick? And stop there. Into Superman's. In 2, 1, go. So whether you're using foam roller or not, you want to go for a plank. Those that are trying to build it up. Go 20 on one side, 20 on the other. If you're feeling really brave, you can take your knee off the ground, switch. I'll try and go for a couple of seconds at a time. So, like 2, 3, back down, and then repeat. As long as my hand and foot were in the shot, that would make sense. That would make sense. Relax. Let's get more. And then lateral lunge. So you're doing 40 seconds on each side. So building your reach. 2, 1, go. So to the left, you go. When it says left, you lunge to the right. If you want to work on staying upright, do it in front of a wall, so that the further you go, the more you're likely to stay upright. Like that, instead of headbutt the wall like that. 10 seconds left. So if you have a frisbee, 2, 1, stop. The frisbee just makes it easier to lunge out, to slide out. So you're going to have more control. It makes it a bit more difficult to come back. 2, 1, go. As you go through it, try and make sure your toes stay level as well. So no matter how far you go, you want to make sure that you don't drift out in front or behind. And try and do it without looking. Then you just have a little spot check, pull back and stop there. That's round one done. A little bit of everything in there. Ten seconds left if you rest, go into wall walks. In 2, 1, go. As you go through, you're trying to push yourself to be as long as you possibly can. Drive your toes in, like through the other side of the door. Push your hands through the ground as you do it, and hold your core and your hips as steady as you possibly can. 2, 1, stop. And get yourself set up for Spider-Man. In 2, 1, go. So plank variation, make sure that your heels don't come higher than your hips, but you're reaching as far as you can with your fingers and your heel. So get really long, same as the wall walks. Switch sides now. But don't have that well in your lower back. So make sure, check your lower back position, then reach. Squeeze your hips. Should feel similar to a reverse plank. And stop. Lateral lunge. In 2, 1, go. So if you take the wall away, you want to make sure that you don't start to lunge forward like this. You can get really low to the ground, but you're not stretching and working the right muscles. So go down, stay nice and tall. You basically want your nose to stay behind your knee. So push your knee forward to get your range. And then make sure you don't swing to the side. So I'll demonstrate on the other side as well. So you don't want to go stop there, swap sides. 2, 1, go. If you stand against a wall again, we're next to a person. So if this was too far, and I swing, I'll start to hit the wall. So you've got to make sure that coming back to the start happens because you push your leg into the ground really hard. So nice and far. Closer you can get to the wall, the better. Last couple of seconds. Stop there. One more round of that. So last round of wall walks today. 2, 1, go. So if you don't think you can get multiple reps done, just do several seconds in each position. So set yourself up, do a hold, take one step towards the wall, hold again, one more step, hold again. Just keep doing that until you're upside down. And then we're going to stop now. Back into Superman planks. So you can keep practicing all the variations, but if you start building up that hold, it's going to help develop your core strength. 2, 1, go. So no matter what, you should be able to feel your hips working like you do during reverse plank. The same as yesterday, start thinking about what you want to improve on today, but also think about one thing you did really well. So think back to week 1. There's bound to be something, if you switch sides now, let us know one thing that you've got better at. So we're going to focus on the positive today and just say, today I did better on this compared to the first couple of videos. And stop. Send you back into lateral lunge.
Good morning from Anon. Sorry I am late. I've come back from a 5k run.
Time on. 2, 1, go. So make sure you let your knee travel forward as far as it has to get good range on that squat, on that lunge, sorry. So the more ankle range of motion you've got, the lower you'll be able to get. 10 seconds left. Stay tall, so sit your hips down and switch. So the whole time you're going through it, just think foot out, stay tall, and hips down. 2, 1, go. It's all over the place on this side. But if that happens, just look at your feet and let that guide you. Or go back to the wall. Couple of seconds and stop. Then we're into static strength. So you've got a Lechner, a press up plank, over under, and flutter kick. So I put my bag away, knowing I need to do it like that. So if any questions, if people need adjustments, let me know. Femoral as well. My favourite. Lechner's were a little bit tragic last time I did them. Hopefully they're better today. Just it's all about coordination. So if you're tired, there could be all sorts of reasons why you can go from doing it one day to not the next. It's just about how you manage it and find a way to overcome that. That's why it's so important we work on reflections at the end of the session now. So post something in the comments after the final exercise just to let us know what you think you did really well today compared to how you used to. So Lechner's to start off in 2, 1, go. So it should feel more like a core exercise than anything else. So pullovers, you're focusing on your back. This one you're focusing on not stretching your core. And stop. So you just want to maintain a full streamline position at the bottom of that movement. Press up plank. In 2, 1, go. For 40 seconds, just holding that plank position. If you want, you can put the foam roller on, because whether you're moving or not, you're going to subconsciously tense up some more. You'll gain more from doing it. and stop. Then you're going to go over, under, and then flutter kick. Something that's your favourite pairing. 2, 1, go. So remember, keep adjusting your lower back. Let your ankles drift out past your shoulders. So no matter what happens, that stays flat into the floor. And stop. So again, you're just working your hips through a full range of motion, paired off with your lateral lunge, flutter kick in 2, 1, go. So same thing now, instead of going side to side, you're going up and down. If you start to lose your back position, just bring your knees closer to your head. But the complexity comes from the speed. So if you're always moving, if you do it really slow, it's easier to control your pelvis. If you're always moving with no pause, stop. So you don't have to do like rapid kicks, but just always have some sort of movement going on, even if it's really slow. Always moving your legs. You'll challenge your pelvic stability. So then back into our Lechner's. In 2, 1, go. I need to practice my setup now with this. Make sure if you're using a bag, straps are controlled. If you find that you struggle to hold your core position during this, just rein in. So cut the range of motion on the legs. So do the pull over bit. Stop your legs where you feel comfortable. And then come back, relax there. Into press up plank. In 2, 1, go. Foam roller, promise you, it just feels like your core is going to tense up more in anticipation of dropping it. Just make sure it's in the right position. If you put it side to side, you might start to arch your back to keep it in position. And stop. So no matter what, every plank you do, you're trying to pull your ribs down towards your hips. And you're going to go over, under, in 2, 1, go. So even during this part, you're trying to pull your ribs down towards your feet and lift your hips up towards your face. So even as my hips start to click while I'm moving here, I'm trying to make this a very small gap. So with lateral lunge, you're conditioning the muscles on the inside of your leg. Stop. And this one, you're conditioning them on the outside. So you're going to start developing your hips in every range of motion. Flutter kicks in 2, 1, go. So always moving, even if you have to do it in bursts. Couple seconds on, just make sure your back position doesn't change. And stop. 20 seconds, then we're into the final round of today's session. So we're going back into Alaknas. In 2, 1, go. If you're still struggling with the leg part, just focus on the upper bit. You're doing a lot of lower core conditioning already, so if it means you can focus on the pulling part, you can always lose the leg extension. And just finish today with that, this bit. And stop. Press a plank. In 2, 1, go. So if you've been practicing the first couple of rounds with that foam roller, you might find it easier to hold that position just by removing it. Even if your position doesn't change, in fact it's not there, you're not going to be reactively tensing just because you're expecting it to fall off. Just keep pushing your hands through the floor and drive your heels away from your head. Stop. Over, under, flutter kick. Finish off. 2, 1, go. To change the width as well, so you can go really small. So like a line and star plank, that's going to be a lot harder. If you let your legs drift up and down, it makes it somewhat easier. So doing it that way, they keep one leg low to the floor, and then stop. One more little bit, flutter kick. Ready to go in 2, 1, let's do it, finish strong. And try and build it up, do little bursts. And then relax, just hold your lower back position. Last little bit. And stop. So the whole time through, even if you're doing 5-second bursts, you're in full control of where your pelvis is while you're moving your legs. It's really important that you can do that. Then we'll go into stretching. So static stuff today. Grab a cushion and then let us know what went really well for you today, what you've improved. So reflection, we talked about reflection yesterday and recognizing things you want to get better at, but it could also be a chance for you to celebrate and think, you know what, I used to really hate flutter kicks, I used to struggle with them. People always used to say that, like, you know, like 2 months ago, they're still doing these. But I think if a lot of you, if you think you've got better, let us know. So right quad stretch.
Thank you guys from Maddie.
See you, Maddie.
Thank you for the session. I'm proud of myself for keeping my lower back on the floor for the flutter kicks from the non. That's really good.
Honestly, Manon, for like younger swimmers, switch into hamstring. That learning what's happening there, that's especially like for the Wednesdays we work in the Cantier, that's what most people struggle with if they can't do it naturally. So I'm really impressed with you for recognising that. Takes a lot of concentration. So really, really well done.
Thank you, Jordan from Flavio. Thank you from Hannah. Have a good day. Thank you both for a great session. I think I got better at wall walks and doing more reps from Eleanor.
Oh, cool. Glad to hear it, Eleanor. I'm still stuck at like 3.
Thank you, Jordan and Demi, for a great session. Can't wait for the next one from the non.
See you later, Manon. Have a good one.
From Pranath, on reflection, he said he feels he is much stronger with his flutter kicks and wall walks. For the future, he wants to fix his plank so he holds a stronger position. That's a really good example of setting goals and reflecting.
Perfect example. I just realised my socks inside out. But yeah, being able to see like, oh, I've done that, I've done a really good job. And then now that I've got that in place, I can use that to try and improve something else.
Yeah, and being really specific with it as well, it's great.
Yeah. It means if you've ever got a question, the more specific you are, guys, the more we can help. If you say like, oh, I want to get stronger, like there's a lot of different bits to that. But if you say, I want to get stronger at doing this thing, then coaches go, okay, well, these are the things you can do. So like, I'm super impressed with that, Pranath. Well done.
Thank you from Sam. Thank you, Jordan and Demi from Edith. You're welcome.
Welcome, Edith.
Thank you,
Right,
Jordan
switch
and
to
Demi,
hamstring.
for this session. I am improving on holding my flutter kicks from Sophia.
Good. Well, Sophia, there are, even I could probably get away with, because hopefully you're starting to recognise there's levels to everything, so you can lie on your back and sort of do that with your feet. But when you can hold your back position while you do it, it just becomes, it's a fancy word, autonomous. So it means that while you're doing it, if you don't have to think about your back position, you've got really strong, because your core is just so powerful that it doesn't have to hold it still anymore.
I'm chuffed the roller stayed on my back during the press-up planks from Luke. Thank you for a brilliant session.
Oh, you're welcome, Luke. That's super impressive as well, by the way. Like, it genuinely makes it so much harder. Or if anything, it means you're focusing on the right things, because it means you're thinking about holding that thing really solid in the middle. So congratulations, it's really impressive.
Thank you for a great session, guys, from Pranath.
You're
Thank you from Grace. I think I'm getting better at holding my core in the correct position.
Good. That's really impressive for you, Grace. Shin box, I'm going to keep pushing this one, because I think people need to get good at it.
Thank you, Jordan and Demi, from Joe. I'm better at wall walks now and can do multiple reps.
Excellent. Well, considering, other than the gymnastics kids, I expected that not many people could do wall walks to begin with. Like, they're not easy. Like, I've kind of taken them for granted now. Like, people used to really struggle. But again, it's as much about having the commitment to keep going with it as anything else. So I'm glad you're happy with that. Can I stand up this time? I tried this morning. I couldn't do that on this side.
Thank you, Jordan, for a great session. I think I'm better at wall walks, from Sam.
Yeah, well done, Sam. Try and do that for shin box. So when you let your legs drift down, if you get into this point, try and pop up, and your hip mobility and strength start to improve as well. Then we're going to go lats.
Thank you, Jordan and Demi. I am still working on keeping my back on the floor for flutter kicks, so finding variations, but I am confident with the planks and my core stability. From Cara.
Excellent, Cara. Again, that's a really, being able to reflect on goals like that helps keep you motivated, because you haven't gone, oh, well, I can't keep my back flat, but you've looked at bits that you have improved on, so you're moving in the right direction. And then swap sides on the lats, and like you said, because you said that, just remind you on a couple of variations, just go as far as you can, So Demi will tell me. So if I imagine that I don't know what I'm doing, and you say like do a dead bug, whatever, and I go,
Your t-shirt's hiding everything. Yeah, there. Yep.
yeah, there. So maybe that's too hard. Bring it back a little bit, and that becomes, you can just focus on keeping your core really tight in that position.
Yeah.
And then go back to the start.
Another thing that you can do,
Chest.
which helps you just be aware of it, is if you get your mum or your dad or someone to put like a bit of paper underneath your back or a towel or something underneath your back, and they're trying to pull on it, you'll know how far your legs can go when they're actually able to pull it out from under your back. We've got What About the Joker?
Oh shoot.
Joker, yeah.
I'll do it after
Is
this.
it a plank or something else? The Joker.
Who's still watching? Because I can put it up to
There's
public vote.
13 people still watching.
Do you want to do a plank or do you want to do a game? The 13 that are remaining can decide. You've got until I finish stretching my chest to the side. Some rotation. Last couple of seconds. Let's stop.
Thank you from Dylan. I think I held my plank position well with the roller and did the flutter kicks well.
Hey. I've no doubt about that, Dylan. So well done.
And we got a vote for game, so
Okay, by a massive margin of one vote to no other votes.
Yeah.
We'll do a game.
beam game. As soon as you said game, I was like, you know that they're going to vote for beam game.
Yeah. But we could do Simon. If we do Simon Says, then right, we'll do bean game, but then we'll sub out around it tomorrow. Okay, bean game. Then get your comments in. 30 seconds. Or chuck a. We'll mix it up. We'll do a card and bean game. So Demi has the deck there. For every bean, we'll do a card. We'll do a hybrid. Okay, 2, 1, go. You go with the card first.
4 of diamonds.
What was diamond? Squat. And if there's no beans,
There isn't.
okay, then
Baked bean.
baked bean. Okay, and then another bean.
Broad
String
bean.
bean. Broad bean. Okay, a card.
3 of hearts.
3 of hearts. So that was jumping jack. 2 beans.
Baked bean. String bean. 2 of clubs.
Toe touch. 2 or 3 beans.
Baked bean, string bean, jumping bean.
Just because the beans are quicker than the cards.
We've got loads of beans coming in. So,
Okay.
String bean, jelly bean.
We'll do them as marches because my hand. Oh. Okay.
Now that we've got green bean.
Green bean.
String bean, baked bean. Runner bean, jelly bean.
Jelly bean.
Super bean.
Super bean. Okay. Baked. And then we'll do one more card after this, and then that's the time.
The next card is 3 of diamonds.
Runner. Jump. String. And 3 of what?
Diamonds.
So that's squat.
Wait, what was I doing? I meant hearts. Oh well, you've done diamonds.
Oh well. Now relax. That was 1:40. Wasn't too tragic. A couple of beans because the cards tend to be longer. And then your challenge. It's Tuesday, so it's plank. Plank as long as you can. Tell us how you get on, and then go and have a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching live, and we will see you all tomorrow.